Have you been wondering about what choices you should make for your GCSEs? Well, no worries. Here's a video of teachers giving descriptions of different subjects. Maybe it'll help you choose.
Hi there. A brief introduction to the geography course for GCSE would be a course that is really useful and gives you a lot of information about the world around you. So if you're interested in current affairs, this is the course for you. What it hasn't got is lots of colouring in and lots of maps. It's not about that. It's more about the world around you. Why it's useful? It's very well respected by universities. A lot of people who go on and do other subjects and work in other fields have done geography at GCSE, maybe A-level and IB afterwards. And it's also great on your CV because it means that you take an interest in the world around you, and that's going to get you a job. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Mrs. Matheson. I'm head of the history department. This is Justin, a typical Year 11 student. Justin spent the last 2 years studying GCSE history. During that time, he's focused on modern world history. Justin, would you like to tell us about the subjects that you've learned about this year?
Oh, this year I've learned about Russia and American history.
Okay, tell us, what did you learn about Russia?
We've learned about the early 20th century Russian history.
I think one of the big questions that you learned about was why there was a revolution in Russia.
True.
Was that interesting?
Yes, that was.
Why do you think there was a revolution, Justin?
Because of the Great War that occurred between Russia and Germany, which resulted to a really, really bad situation for Russia.
Okay, I'd like to stop Justin there because he's made a very good point. One reason a lot of people would give for the fall of the Tsar, for the Russian Revolution, is the First World War. But other historians might say that there were other reasons. They might say that there were longer-term problems inside Russia.
Ooh.
Or they might say that the last Tsar himself was a particularly bad ruler. So if you enjoy questioning the past like that, and if you want to know different reasons why things happened, then history's the subject for you.
Yes.
Justin's also learnt about the civil rights movement in the USA in the 20th century. He's learnt about 20th century China and also Germany from the end of World War I up to the beginning of World War II.
Yes.
And I think Justin would recommend history and study history to any of you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Hi guys, I would really strongly like to recommend you all to take Enterprise in your year 10 and 11. It's a very promising and a fun subject. It grooms young entrepreneurs to take on to the enterprise in future and also teach you many entrepreneurial skills. I think you should go for it. Thank you.
Well, GCSE Media Studies at the moment is a very popular option. We have 3 classes currently running, coming out of our current year 9 into year 10, and a further 3 classes running in our year 11, one of which is a full GCSE course and the other a media minor, although that will soon be a course that we're not going to continue. It will just be the full GCSE and no more of the minor courses. I think first of all, GCSE Media Studies is a course which could attract those students who are creatively minded, those who are interested in storytelling, and those perhaps who also have a kind of technical interest. There are various different designated roles that students can opt for. They range from director to editor of films to sound designers and cinematographers. And a few of our students actually prefer to work on print work. So it's not always film-based, but that's kind of what the department is quite famous for in Hong Kong. And therefore that tends to be what most students opt for. There is a more sort of theoretical aspect to the course as well. We teach students how to be critically astute consumers of the media. Therefore we teach them textual analysis skills, where they learn how it is that meaning is intended in the texts that are produced and that they consume. And to that end we teach them reception theory that's closely linked with psychology, for instance, some theory which is linked with business, because obviously media is a business too, and then obviously the technical elements associated with filmmaking and television and newspaper construction, the advertising industry, the music industry, alongside that. So it's a very broad course. It attracts students with a wide range of interests, from journalism to filmmaking to perhaps working in advertising, and hopefully we cater for all.
Can you give a brief introduction to the core PE course?
Okay, core PE is for those students who don't want to have an exam at the end of the course. You may still enjoy sport, or it might be an area that you want to develop a bit more. You will study a range of different sports, from the usual netball, hockey, football, basketball. You'll also do a leadership module where you'll be required to lead a small group of your classmates, and there'll be some lifestyle type activities in there. You should choose this course because it's fun and it's a great way to relieve stress from your other subjects.
Can you give us a brief introduction to the GCSE PE course?
Okay, GCSE PE is 60% practical, 40% theory. The 60% practical is made up of 4 different sports. We do a variety of sports and you choose your top 4. They're all marked out of 10, so we give you lots of opportunities to score the best you possibly can. The theory side covers things like muscles, bones, joint movement, skill and health related fitness, diet, so we educate you on making healthy lifestyle choices. It's a great course if you want to do anything to do with the body, so medicine, doctors, dietitians, dentists, because you obviously have to have an anatomy and physiology in that as well, physiotherapists, any sports related course, so you get a great basic knowledge that will lead you on to IB, sports science, and then hopefully a career in sport or health.
Why should students choose this course?
It's, as I said, it's a great course if you want to go on and study medicine or anything to do with the body. It's a fantastic course if you are a sporty person, and I think if you ask the students, it's fun.
In GCSE drama, students learn about the role of the director and the designer, and also the skills of the actor. There is also a degree of working together in groups, so you'll have the opportunity to devise work from a stimulus. So it's group work, working from a theme or a stimulus or an idea, and you will have the opportunity to create your own ensemble drama. You'll also have the opportunity to work on a scripted play, so you'll be given a text, and that's obviously a very different discipline, working on text and script, to devising your own work. Obviously there are acting and directing skills that are brought into the course, so you will learn very much how to direct other actors as well as being an actor yourself, and you will learn about directorial focus, such as how a set is really important in the play and has to sort of fit into a directorial vision, or you'll learn about costumes and props. So it really is bringing in those 3 practitioner elements and building up your skills to be sort of to be independent actors and directors.
Hi, can you tell us about the GCSE science course?
Right, so GCSE Science builds on everything you've learnt before in years 7, 8 and 9 in science, and you're going to have physics, chemistry and biology, separate subjects. You might have 3 teachers teaching you all that, and even if you do a double award, you're still doing 3 sciences. It's good for people who are good at taking exams, and that's the main difference between it and BTEC. Okay? In some ways it's easier than BTEC because you don't have continuous assessment, and if you want to do triple as opposed to double, then you do all the same subjects just in a bit more depth.
Okay, can you give us a brief introduction to the BTEC science course then?
Alright, so BTEC is quite a difficult course actually. Okay, I taught it the first year we ran it here, and you need to be very organised. So if you're someone who's good at doing assignment style work and can pace themselves and can get a lot of work done during class time and stay focused, then it's good for you. If you have a lot of trouble doing exams, it might be a good option for you. Okay? You learn a lot about time management, and you learn a lot about finding your own resources, and you get a lot of help with assignments too. You get a lot of very personalized feedback on each assignment, and you're guided the whole way through. So it's a really outcomes-based course, and I think the people who do it enjoy it quite a lot. If you choose that though, you do need to realize if you want to go on to IB afterwards, that is very difficult to do a science for your Group 4 subject in IB.
Can you give us a brief introduction to the psychology GCSE course?
So you have a few topics that you cover. Well, the first one that we do is about dreams. The second one is about perception. Then you also get to play computer games and video games in class, because we look at whether or not computer games cause aggression. You also have to look at research methods and phobias.
Why do you think students should choose this subject?
Well, a lot of people think that psychology is about CSI or reading minds, which is really nothing to do with it. It's a good introduction to learning about why humans behave a certain way, and really kind of increasing your critical thinking skills about yourself and about the world. So I think it's a really important field that everybody should engage in.
Okay, GCSE catering is a course where it's 60% coursework and 40% exam at the final in June in the final year. And the sort of things it covers, well, there's lots of practical work involved, lots and lots of making some amazing dishes, very sort of high level skills. So you'll be doing sort of things which you'd expect in a high class restaurant. So, for example, one of the pieces of coursework at the moment we're doing is an afternoon tea. So you would plan and make all of the dishes which would be suitable for serving an afternoon tea, and they've got to look good, because obviously food has got to look good if you're going to be thinking about wanting to eat it. Also, apart from the practical, there's the written work. Yeah, there is written work, and that's all to do with the planning, the research and the investigations that you have to do, which are going to help you to come up with the ideas of the dishes that you would serve for your coursework. The type of things that we cover in the course, well, we do a very small amount of nutrition. If you want more nutrition, that would have to you'd have to look into the food and nutrition course for that. What else do we do? We look as a caterer, so more sort of from a business end of things that we look at when we're coming up with ideas for selling in a restaurant or a hotel. People very often ask me what's the difference between catering, GCSE and food and nutrition. Food and nutrition is a lot more about the consumer and about how they see food and consume food. So they're looking at food choices from the aspect of the consumer. So the type of thing that you would do, you would be coming up with ideas for meals that are suitable for people with certain special dietary needs or certain types of people. So it would be things like looking at a meal for an elderly person, for example, or a meal for an athlete. And then you'd be looking at the nutritional content of that, making it more healthy and more suitable for that type of person. You will be doing lots of practical work. The difference between catering practical work and food nutrition practical work is that the catering is at a much higher level and is much more focused on the catering in terms of how it looks. In nutrition, the focus is on the nutritional content of it. The course itself is similar in that it's 60% coursework and 40% exam, which is at the end of year 11. So yes, as well as doing practical work, you will be doing the written work as well. The written work will be all the investigation work and the planning for what you will be doing for your meals.
Okay, Ms. Thornton, they have some questions for Chinese program at South Island School. Can we help them?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Maybe I can ask you some questions and then you answer, so to help them have a better understanding of our Chinese department. Okay. How many pathways are there in Chinese program?
In Chinese program, we have 3 pathways. We have a pathway A, first language. We have a pathway AB, second language, and then we have a pathway B, foreign language.
Quite complicated. But 3 of them. So who can take pathway A?
Pathway A is mostly for students who has good Chinese background, and they can read, write, and speak, and listen in a very appropriate level.
Okay. Then how about pathway B?
Pathway B students, they can also read, write, and listen or speak, but they of course have something they can improve more. For example, like writing essays.
I think you just talk about pathway AB.
Yes.
That was AB. Sorry,
Right.
I was asking about the pathway B.
Oh, pathway B students are for those students who doesn't have very much of the Chinese background in writing, of course, but they have motivation and effort to learn, and they want to improve their speaking and reading and their listening, and also in writing. Writing is very important.
I see. So we have 3 programs and 3 IGC exams, is that right?
Yes, we have 3 for IGCSE exam.
So the exams is for pathway A students, they will take IGCSE Chinese as a first language exam. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then how about for the pathway AB students?
They will take second language IGCSE examinations, and for B pathway students, they will take a foreign language examination. And for students who do the examination options, the only people can select the options is other teachers who taught them. So we will need to evaluate their background in learning Chinese. And of course, in our school, we have a KS3, which is year 7 up to year 9, and most students already went through all the evaluation every year, so teachers know students' levels, and teachers will make the most appropriate level and option selections for the students. And I have to say that students, they don't have the choice to make the option, and the parents, I'm sorry, they don't have the choice to make the option, and the school administrations don't. So this is all up to the teachers and the department's decision. And the reason for that is the teachers know their students the best in ability.
Okay, but many students, they found it quite unfair because for other subjects they have the choice of what exams to take, but why only Chinese they have to follow teachers' recommendation?
Because in Chinese IGCSE examinations we have 3 different levels, first, second, and a foreign language, but for many other foreign languages or other subjects, they don't have that many levels. And for example, like a French, they probably just have or take a foreign language level, as I understand. So it's not so hard to evaluate or to select their options.
Thank you so much, Ms. Thompson.
You're welcome.
Okay. Why do I think students should take product design GCSE as one of their GCSE options? Well, to me, product design is a very, very important part of the student's learning. It allows students to explore their creativity, ultimately create a product of their own choosing. The skills that students will develop during the course are drawing skills, making skills, all of which they can use in their future careers, whether they choose to be a designer, an architect or not. The skills to do with product analysis, to do with drawing, looking at products, understanding target markets, help in a range of careers. During year 10 of the course, students tend to work for a range of design tasks and contexts that the teachers at South Island School set. These range from a number of things, some architectural elements, some product design elements, some graphics elements. There's a whole range of creative pathways that students can choose to work within. Then in year 11, students are tasked with undertaking a major piece of design coursework. Some of it is here. Many students choose to design chairs or tables. We've had students who design small-scale electronic products. Ultimately, the choice is down to the students, and they have to go through the design process to produce a final outcome in 3D, as well as paper-based designs and the marketing that's associated with that product. In year 11, they undertake a series of project-based work, which ultimately lead to a practical exam, which will be set by the exam board, but ultimately students will get a choice to work in a range of areas throughout year 11. In terms of future careers, many of our students move on to do IB level, but we also have the level 3 BTEC in art and design. Many of my students, having completed those courses, go on to study product design, furniture design, engineering and architecture at university. So, as well as a host of other subjects such as marketing, where the skills that they've developed during the course are of benefit.
Hello, my name is Mr. Flood. I think design, students should choose design because every student comes into contact with design at some point in their lives and on a daily basis. I think it's good that it has transferable skills that they can use throughout all their different subjects and then carry that on through life. I think that it gives them an insight into the problems of design and how to solve those problems, and makes them have more of an informed choice when they are choosing products, different designs for themselves.